Good morning. We are here at Winter Park in Florida. Let me tell you one thing about Florida in the summer. It is heating up. And so along with that, I'm trying to do more activities that are indoors and outside of the Disney bubble. It's just really hot, y'all. Like, I don't think I'll be back in a park aside from working in one for a little bit. And so Winter Park is an area that was recommended to me multiple times when I was moving to Florida. And so this is my first time being here. I just want to kind of explore the lay of the land as a whole, but in particular, I am here to go to Rifle Paper Co. It is a stationery brand that I have loved for years and years and years, and I did not know that their only flagship store is right here in Florida. And so they are actually having their big annual sidewalk sale for the summer. They have that going on, and so I'm excited to go pick out some pieces and just kind of look around. It's already looking so beautiful here, and I did not have to parallel park, and so we're just like already having wins to start off the day. I'm just gonna take you around. There's some bakeries around here that have been recommended, but really I'm just here to just kind of explore as a whole. Guys, I don't even have words for how much of an amazing experience that was. Oh my gosh. So at first I thought it was only the small table at the front that was on sale. And I was like, oh, I think we're gonna get away without getting anything. And then I proceeded to walk to the back and saw the sale section. And things escalated from there. Don't you worry, full haul coming soon, but if you love stationery, if you love Rifle Paper Co., if you've never even heard of Rifle Paper Co., that was an amazing experience. It was so big. The store was so big. They had so much stock, things that I didn't even know that the company made. Like, that was just, I felt kind of silly. I was getting teary-eyed literally walking around the store. It was incredible. Well, hello there. Okay, we are back from Winter Garden, and Goodness gracious, do I have just raving reviews about it. I now understand why everyone speaks about that area. It's just such a wonderful area to go and shop around and walk around. Um, yeah, there's just so many things there. There were bakeries and cafes and bistros and stores, different boutiques, bookstores, etc. Definitely more of an upper echelon type of environment, but even if you're not there, like I certainly am not, I've got a lot more years with a mouse to clock in before I'm there. But it reminded me a lot of, if you're familiar with the New Orleans area, the Garden District in NOLA, which is one of my very favorite places in the entire universe. And it was just so nice. I really would love to go back and spend a whole day there. You definitely can have breakfast, lunch, and dinner there and walk around. And there were so many like local boutiques that I wanted to just kind of go walk around, like one day just go and like go look through them. I wasn't really in a like trying on clothes mood. I just kind of wanted to go and get a lay of the land, and it's a kind of bigger area. There also is an Amtrak train that runs through Winter Park. I'm so used to saying Winter Garden, but Winter Park, and that was just fantastic. I do have a haul to show you. I went to, I'm trying to think if I go through. So I started off by going to Rifle Paper Co. and developed a haul there. They had an enormous sale going on. They had a bunch of different items. Towards the back of the store was an entire sales section, and everything that I got was on sale. After Rifle Paper Co., I went and had lunch at a croissant place. I did get some footage of that. It was delicious. I had a friend of mine that recently went thrifting in Winter Park and ate at that croissant. It was like a Paris bistro, Paris inspired, like French bistro, and it was delicious. I got a breakfast plate there. It was absolutely yummy. One of the best chai lattes I've ever had. And then after that, I just kind of went walking around. I stopped by Classy. Classy is a local Orlando-owned, woman-owned company, and they are famous for kind of what made them go viral is they sell athletic and athleisure lounge tops that have built-in bra support. And I went in there. I was really tempted to buy some of their yoga pants. Just the material and the designs of the clothes were incredible. They have a matcha bar in the back of it, so it's definitely like a girl's paradise. And then after Classy, I just kind of walked around. I went to Kilwins and got some sorbet. I was really craving raspberry sorbet, and I was looking to see what ice creameries were around. I ended up walking by Kilwins. Then I went into the bookstore and did some like bopping around, and then just kind of walked around throughout. It just was fantastic. But the only place that I purchased, aside from the French bakery, the only place that I did purchase some things from was Rifle Paper Co. And I am so excited to show you what I got. And then this is not from the Winter Park outing, but I did, speaking of like big summer sales, Anthropologie was having one, and I did pick up some stuff from Disney Springs. I thought I would just show you. This is from a Disney Springs trip earlier last week. Okay, let's get into the Rifle Paper Co. haul. My main thing that I knew I was gonna buy from here are cards, because during their big sale, instead of $6.99, they have a selection of cards that are $1.99, and I am always going to be uplifting the movement of keeping handwritten cards alive. So they had this basket where you could just go through and get a bunch, and so that's what I did. This one says, wishing you a fruitful year ahead. I'm a sucker for just beautifully designed and punny cards. This one says, thank you so much. I pulled a ton from the thank you bucket and the happy birthday bucket, because those tend to be the cards that I use the most. This one's just absolutely gorgeous. This one says, happy birthday. This one says, happy birthday to you. Now that I live away from a lot of loved ones, I want to make it a point. It's gonna be one of my goals for through the end of the year, of mail, once a month, I wanna mail a few people cards from around the parks and get the Main Street seal on them. This one says, thank you. This one says, wishing you a very happy birthday. And then these are ones for you to put money. I mean, like all cards, you can put money inside, but these are horizontal ones. So this one says congrats. This one says make a wish. And this one says congratulations. And then, so those were all kind of like a la carte. And then they had these card packs, which I love buying. So I just have a great assortment on hand. This one has thank you, birthday, and everyday cards. It's a bunch of miscellaneous. Looks like there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's like about 15 cards in here. So I should be good. I just want to stock up. Now, I wish I could tell you that I was done with stationery, but I'm absolutely not. So they have these, like, they're called stationery folios. And inside are like a card for you to just write. It's blank, and then like a decorative envelope. Well, they sell these as normal. This one is damaged, but there's nothing wrong with the actual product. It's just the inside front fold ripped, and I couldn't care less. Like, what I'm more worried about is what's inside. And so because of that, instead of 24, I was actually gonna buy this folio as is, but this one, instead of being 24, was marked down to 15 because of the damage. And so as you can see inside, it has, on one side it has the cards. So they're just these little memos that you can write on. And then they also have this beautiful envelope. I love stuff like this. Like, I love just having like blank stationery that you can write like miscellaneous notes on. So this one is gorgeous. And then they had one on sale, I think originally, I don't know if it says what this was originally, but this is like kind of the, when you think of Rifle Paper Co., this is like their staple design. It's kind of like the poster child for Rifle Paper Co. And I think instead of like $25, this was down to like $8.99 or something like that. And inside it has 12 flat envelopes with the same thing, like a stationery card and then an envelope. And so I always like just having kind of blank stationery on hand to be able to write notes. And then almost last thing that I got a clip folio. This was discounted significantly. I think instead of $30, this was like $10.99. I should have kept the receipt, but yeah, $10.99. And inside it has a legal pad on it. I got this because I'm going to be using this in the fall when I start back up with teaching. This is going to be really helpful. I learned this past semester with online teaching, it's really important for me to have kind of loose paper that I can just jot down and write a to-do list or write down info as I'm kind of working through and crossing all my T's and dotting all my I's. This will just be really nice to be able to have just paper at the ready instead of it being on a spiral notebook, because a lot of it I'm just using for the tasks that I'm getting done and then I can toss it. And so I just thought this was really cute design, and the discount solidified that for me. And then lastly, I got, it's gonna feel crazy sharing this in July, but I went ahead and got some Christmas bags. These were marked down $1.99. And I couldn't think of a better, it says peace, hope, love, and joy. Like, and it's such a spacious gift bag. Like, I just know this is gonna come in handy during the holidays. And so I got 5 of these bags for right at $9.99, and that was just a steal. So I went ahead and got my gift bags for the holiday season. And then if you spent over $65, which I certainly did, you got this complimentary journal with a pin that I thought was really cute and would make a really great gift to somebody coming up here soon. Okay, now jumping into Anthropologie. So Carly and I had gone to Anthropologie, and we were just looking around, and we went upstairs to the clearance section, and we saw some items, and she was like, that's so cute, Lauren, you should get it. And I was like, oh, I don't know, I'm trying to like be more, mindful with purchasing, yada yada. So I waited, and then I went back, and like I would say a week later, and they were doing, which they often do in the summer, they were doing an extra 40% off of clearance. And so I went up there, I looked around, I almost was tempted to get some things, and I was like, no, like I'm gonna wait. Then a couple of the items, like at first it was like 7 items I wanted to get, and then 2 of them were really like calling my name and like calling me back. And we went back, and they were doing an additional 50% off of clearance. And so that we just couldn't pass up. So happy to show you what we got. And I'll have the receipt here to kind of show me what it was marked down. So the first thing we got are these wine glasses. They are plastic, which is what we wanted. We are going to start doing bi-weekly, I was like, how do you say that? Bi-weekly wine and craft nights, and we realized that we don't have wine glasses here, and so these were perfect. We just thought they looked like really magical and elegant. So these wine glasses were originally $14.95, but then they were 50% off, and then we got an additional 50. So these came out to $3. $3.97. So I say that is a steal. Okay. Then we have, this was like the item that was like haunting me, so to say. I love Swedish fish. Like, it's one of my favorite candies, and I love the sea. And so Anthropologie comes out with these like acrylic glasses very often, and they're seasonally. Well, this one has like a sea pattern, and the fish inside are little Swedish fish. And I just thought this was so cute. And I was like, no, I shouldn't. But then Carly reminded me that I have a liquid IV pretty much every day. And she's like, that's the perfect size for you to like take your liquid IV or like have your water in the morning, LOL. Still working on that. So I ended up getting this. This is originally $24. It was marked down to $14.25. And then with the additional 50% off, it brought the cup to, let's see here. I can't do math. Oh, $7.48. It was right in front of my face. Okay, and then one thing that we're trying to incorporate is a better nighttime routine in our unit. And one of the things that Carly does almost every night that really inspires me is she has a cup of tea. And so I was like, you know what? I want to start joining you with that. And I do have a tumbler, like a tumbler for tea, but I didn't have a mug here. And when I saw this mug, it says love always. And it's just decorated with all three of these colors are literally my favorite colors right now. And it's just, I don't know, something about it is so whimsical and reminds me of like Alice in Wonderland almost. It's just such a beautiful mug. I knew I had to have it. This is originally, let's see what the mug is. Originally 20 something bucks, but it was marked down to $14.95. So originally 20 bucks, marked down to $14.95, and then with the additional 50% off, it brought it to, oh wow, brought it down to $4.98. So it must have been extra discounted on top of that. Okay, that math is not mathing to me, but I only paid $4.98 for it. So fantastic. There must have been some like, I'm thinking that the red marks were not correct. Like they were even more discounted, because I'm now noticing like almost everything did that. For example, this last item is not for me. It's for a loved one. When I saw the dress, I was like, oh my God, she would love that. So I sent it to her and I was like, do you like this? It's like a, you can see right here, the dress has like a bow tie here, and it's just a beautiful kind of like evening night dress. So I texted her and I was right, she loved it. This dress is originally $158. I paid 20 bucks for it. I don't know how the math is mathing. It was $158. The clearance tag on here shows it as $109.95, but it rang up as $29. It rang up as it being $59.95, and then did an additional 50 on top of that. So listen, all I'm gonna say is thank you and hallelujah, okay? Not gonna complain. But if you are an Anthropologie lover, I often joke that that's the one store that someone could go in and buy every single item in that store, and it would be a guarantee that I would love everything. run to Anthropologie because their clearance section, it's usually when I shop, a bunch of my dishes and mugs and glasses are just something that I've happened to find at their sale section. And with this additional sale on top of it, it just feels like we're kind of robbing the store. So cheers to good prices.